Hello, everyone. It is day 3. Welcome, and thank you for joining me. It is day 3 of the Relationship Connections Referral Network Kickstart Challenge. And I am so glad that you're here. My name is Lisa DeToffel, and I am the founder of Relationship Connections Referral Network and your host for this 5-day live training called Relationship Connections Referral Network 5-Day Kickstart Challenge. And today, we're going to be learning how to plan virtual social interactions so you can start building the relationships you desire and to help you grow your business and help it succeed. Okay, so tell me as you're coming on where you're coming in from. Hi, Gina. Glad to see you here with us today. And this is what I want to know also in the comments. What was your aha from yesterday when we talked about your elevator speech? How does that make you feel versus before you started this challenge? I'd love to hear about that. You may or may not have had a actual elevator speech prior to starting this challenge. And, that was part of homework yesterday. If you already had one, you could practice it on someone in a coffee chat, or if you did not have one, to actually create an elevator speech. So I want to hear your ahas from the past 2 days, day 1 and day 2, and how you feel about your elevator speech. Was it comfortable, uncomfortable, when you actually shared it with someone, if that was the option that you chose? To have another coffee chat with someone and actually share your elevator speech with them. You can also share in the comments how they responded to it, or maybe some feedback that they may have gave you on your elevator speech that you shared. So put those in the comments. I would love to hear that. And I'm going to just share a few other things and we're going to get started, okay? My reason for networking is I want to build long-lasting relationships, one person at a time, to help move my business forward. And that's exactly what networking is all about. Yes, you do go to networking events and there may be numerous people at the event. But to start building those power partners that you need to help move your business forward, you have to have those one-on-one coffee chat conversations, right? Awesome. Gina says, I realized I wing it and need to practice my elevator speech. That is awesome, Gina. Yes, that is a good tip for all of us, actually. Don't go to a networking event and just wing it, because there may be important information that you need to share that may not get shared. So it is important to create that elevator speech and make sure you include every piece of it. Hello, Cindy. Glad to see you here with us today. Okay, so let's jump in. And I want to congratulate everyone that has done their homework thus far for day 1 and day 2. Y'all are amazing. You're doing an amazing job with your homework. And like I said, doing your homework and being active in the trainings, whether it's during the live sessions or if you're actually viewing the replay later. Even if you're watching the replay, you can still interact in the comments, to different things that I may be saying or sharing in the training. So please do be interactive, whether you're actually attending live or viewing the replay later. Okay. So Cindy says she needs to practice hers too. Absolutely. Go back and do yesterday's homework. That will give you some practice. All right. So if you haven't done your homework from day 1 or day 2 or both, it's not too late. You can still post your homework in the appropriate homework thread for each day in the Facebook group. We do have a day 1 homework thread and we have a day 2 homework thread. So you can go back and do the homework for both days, or say maybe your coffee chat hasn't actually happened yet, that you planned from day 1 for day 1's homework. That's perfectly fine too. You have all week to get the homework done that's assigned each day, okay? So no worries there. All right, today is day 3 of the challenge, and today specifically we're going to talk about planning virtual social interactions. This will help you spread the word about you and your business and start building those power partners and build rapport that you need to help grow your business, okay? And I do want to mention that we are streaming in a couple of different places, of course, in the private Facebook group and on my YouTube channel. So if you have not officially signed up for the challenge, please do so. Cindy, if you don't mind sharing the link for that in the comments, please. I appreciate that. And you don't have to do all this alone, okay? We have a whole community that is here to support you. So if you're not already a member of our big Facebook group called Relationship Connections, it's a free Facebook group that you can just go join. Relationship without an S Connections is our big Facebook group. It's a networking Facebook group. There's almost 300 members in there. You're welcome to go join that Facebook group as well and start networking in there with other people. You know, schedule some coffee chats with some of the other members that are in that group. It's a great way to get practice as well before you go actually to a networking event. Good morning, Linda. I'm glad you're here with us today. So the big Facebook group does have a lot to offer and will help you get started with your networking skills that you're actually learning this week, okay? So there's just so much more also, you know, to networking than just what is happening this week in this challenge. So go join the big group. I share different things in there all the time. Also, if you're interested in visiting Relationship Connections Referral Network bi-monthly meetings, information about those meetings are also shared in the big group, the Relationship Connections group, okay? So, and again, at the end of today's session, we will have a live Q&A where we'll answer all your questions. I appreciate all the questions y'all have posted thus far on day 1 and day 2. But here's what I want you to do. When you do have a question, use #question. I'm going to change my banner there on the screen to kind of help remind you, if you do have a question, just use #question and ask your question. I do have a team member that will be taking note of the questions that are put in the comments. So you can put your question in the comment section, but just use #question. So we do know that that is a question that you have, okay? Okay, let's move forward. And as I've said, I do want you to stay with me until the end because I'm going to share your homework, of course, for today. And I'm going to tell you about our group surprise and what's in store that you can join. Of course, again, today at 4 p.m. this afternoon will be our group surprise. And I will share later, you know, what those surprises will be. So if you're ready to jump in, put ready in the chat. And we're going to move forward with today's session, okay? Awesome. You can put the link, Cindy, in the chat for the large Facebook group and the link to sign up for this challenge for anyone that may be viewing it somewhere else that has not actually officially signed up for the challenge. Thank you for asking that. Okay. How I started networking. Okay. I'm going to tell you how I started networking, and I think you will be completely blown away. Just want you to know I didn't learn or sign up for my first networking event through LinkedIn or online. I didn't make a list of different networking events. I was collaborating with a fellow virtual assistant community because my first business was a virtual assistant business that I'm a part of. And she was telling me about a specific networking group that she was a part of and invited me to visit. the group, and I learned what it was all about, and of course agreed to visit a meeting. So she proceeds to give me all the details, of course, the dates, time, etc., and continues to share the links and what she thinks about the networking community. And since my niche for my virtual assistant business is follow-up and relationship management, she thought that would be a perfect fit for me, because networking is kind of all about relationships, right? And building relationships. So I attended the meeting and learned more about networking, found a chapter that actually worked best for me and a time zone that worked best for me, and I chose to sign up. That is actually the one of the networks I'm a part of today, which is called VT. And I knew that that was a place I needed to start building those power partners and growing my business. So in February of 2021, a year ago, I joined that network, and by June, I signed my first client by being a part of that network, and that I met through being a part of that network. So guys, this works. I know it works. I've experienced it myself. So networking and building your network is pretty straightforward. You basically say, hey, we should meet for lunch or coffee? Are you free on Tuesday? If the online world, it can be similar. That's kind of an in-person thing, ask someone to go to a coffee or a lunch. But inviting to connect on a personal level, whether it's a virtual meetup, you can keep, or in person, you can keep the conversation going. And after all, everyone needs to eat, or everybody enjoys, a beverage, whether it's coffee in the morning, maybe a sweet tea or a soft drink, or a cocktail in the evening, whatever your preference is. You can definitely schedule something to that effect with someone just for 20 minutes, to share the beverage in a conversation, right? So I did this by building rapport and having coffee chats, just like I have asked y'all to do this week. I had coffee chats with those that I met at the networking meetings that I attended. People do business with those that they know, like, and trust. So you have to build that rapport. You have to build that know, like, and trust factor. And that's what I did with the other people of that specific chapter that I was a part of. By attending the weekly meetings and having those one-on-one coffee chats with other members, I built that rapport. I built that know, like, and trust factor with those other people, so that they knew me, knew what I had to offer and how I could help others. Therefore, they could refer others to me. Okay. All right. Moving on. I'll share a little bit about my story again. This was me 5 years ago when I was a preschool teacher and working in the classroom with small children. I'd done this for over 25 years. Not that I did not enjoy working with children. I absolutely did. And also during the early years, my children were small. It gave me the opportunity to take my children with me, or either, they attend after school if they were in school, etc. So that was kind of my reasoning. I guess I got led into that direction to working with children and joining the education world in the beginning. But as I evolved, of course, and had been doing it for a very, very long period of time, I knew there was something more out there for me. So in 2018 is when I decided to make the change and search for something out there that I possibly could do. And that is when Tiger Eye Solution was born. And so after starting that first business, I learned how important it is to build relationships as you evolve and grow your business over time. So my niche was actually author assistant in the very beginning. I did work with a few authors in the very beginning of my business. But as I evolved, I realized how important relationship management is and how much follow-up is important. Because if you are not following up, you're losing money because the fortune's in the follow-up, right? So in 2020, I decided to re-niche, make relationship management and follow-up my niche area in my virtual assistant business. So, and that really went over well. So, and then as I moved on and learned about networking, I also wanted to help and uplift and support others on a professional level. And through networking, I have been able to do that. But I've also been able to, gain new clients, which helps me, of course, make money with my virtual assistant business as I'm going forward. So, and of course, my why I started all of it is my family. And this is my family. I shared a little bit yesterday. My oldest son is married and he's a firefighter. His wife is a special ed teacher in a local high school. My middle son just graduated college last May and now has a full-time job and just moved out on his own. My daughter is 14 and just started high school back in August of last year. So I'm sure all of you have a why, and if you don't, you really need to pinpoint what your why is. You need to figure that out because that is important. And, even if it helps you, if you're a visual person, put a picture of your why somewhere close to your desk or your workspace so that you can see it every day. And it can be a reminder of exactly why you're doing what you're doing. Okay, some fun facts about me. I am an international best-selling author of the book, Don't Start Your Blank. I gave away one of those books yesterday. And congratulations to all our winners yesterday from our prize session yesterday afternoon at 4 p.m. That was amazing. And I will get those things shipped off to you probably next week after the challenge is over, is when those things will get mailed out to you. So my chapter in that book was called Jumpstart Your Follow-Up, because I did that book in 2020 right after I had launched my new niche, relationship management and follow-up. So there's 15 different authors in that book that is really help you professionally. If you're interested in a copy of that book, you can go to my Tiger Eye Solution website, which is tigereyesolution.com. Go to the shop page. There is a drop down there and it says book. There's a book page there where you can purchase the book if you like. Another fun fact is I like to sing. I sing on the praise team at my church every week. And I'm also a huge country music fan. Kenny Chesney, Luke Combs, George Strait, and Rascal Flatts are my favorites. And of course, I love being an entrepreneur. And it has provided me with so many opportunities that otherwise I wouldn't have had. People that I have met that I otherwise wouldn't have got to meet. A team that I have now for my virtual assistant business that I otherwise wouldn't have had I not chose to take that leap of faith and start my own business back in 2018. So becoming an entrepreneur really has opened up many, many doors, provided many opportunities. And I've gotten to meet a lot of great people, worked with great people, and earn income at the same time. So really, really awesome. So let's see if we have, I don't think we have any questions as of yet. Okay, that's good. Let's keep moving. All right. I want you to turn off all your distractions. Make this all about you. Okay. This is your time as you can think about how and what I'm sharing and how to apply it to you in your business. Okay. If you have any technical difficulties, just refresh your browser. That usually fixes whatever is wrong. And again, if you do have a question, remember use #question in the comments and post your question. Also, I know we all have our phones close by, so make sure you have it on silent mode, turn it upside down, and place it kind of away from you so it's not a distraction while you are here today, okay? All right, we will keep going. All right, where we are going. Here we are on day 3. And what I'm going to talk about today is that you can build relationships and make new connections everywhere. No matter if it's at a networking event, a Facebook group, a training session, it can be in numerous of places, okay? You get the picture. So today we are talking about how to plan virtual social interactions, okay? But before we do, let's do a recap right quick. Okay, so challenge day 1, we talked about the digital handshake. And your homework was to have a coffee chat with someone. Day 2, we talked about when you're online to be on and the elevator speech. So your homework was to practice your elevator speech on someone during a coffee chat, or actually create one if you did not have one already. Okay. All right. You can build your network everywhere. You make new connections and start building your relationships everywhere. Okay. You can do this by attending networking events regularly and ask for the coffee chats to get to know someone better and continuing to follow up with them on a regular basis, because you never know when they may need what you have to offer, or have someone that they can refer to you that needs what you have to offer. So they could possibly become a client or a customer. Like I said, back in June of last year, after I joined that first network, that's exactly what happened to me. Another way to keep the connection going is by being in front of them all the time. If you're not on social media, you need to be on social media, okay? And I know that can be a tedious task. I get it. I learned that very quickly within my business. Although I am on social media, and I have been on social media on multiple platforms for quite some time, after building my team, I realized it was kind of time to hand that over to someone else, to kind of take that off my plate. And I understand if you're new, I get it. You may not be able to do that right now, but schedule it on your calendar for a specific time of the week or specific time of the month, whatever works for you. You still need to be doing social media posts. Or if you have time every day, maybe, 9 o'clock a.m. every day when you get to your desk, you could take time to, post on social media or schedule some posts for your social media. Email campaigns is also another good one. Email newsletters also. That's another good way to stay in front of those people that you have already met. You've already had a coffee chat with them. You met them at a networking event, so they know who you are. You scheduled a coffee chat with them, so y'all have had a conversation and took it further and got to know each other a little bit on a better, deeper level. You don't want to just stop. You want to put them on your follow-up list, on your email list, so that they can continue to hear from you. So you continue to stay top of mind with that person. So if you don't have a monthly newsletter, I highly suggest you create one, because that is a very good way to stay in front of those people. By all means, please do ask them if it's okay. If you haven't had that coffee chat, by the end of that coffee chat, just ask them, do you mind if I actually put you on my email list? That way you can get my monthly newsletter and stay up to date with everything I have going on within my business. Simple question. That way when they're on your email list, they see everything you're doing. Or if you have a business page, maybe you have a Facebook business page for your business, invite them to go like your business page at the end of that coffee chat as well. I would love it if you'd go and like my business page over on Facebook. That's a good way for you to kind of keep up with what's going on, because I do post there regularly and that kind of thing. It's not hard. It's really simple. And it's also wise to create systems that work best for you to help you do this. And there are many out there to choose from, whether it's social media scheduler. There's different platforms out there that you can use to schedule your social media posts. If that's not something you have time to sit down and do every day or every week or whatever. There's also different platforms out there that you can use to do email campaigns and newsletters. MailChimp and MailerLite, that's 2 examples right there, and they do have a free option. I use MailerLite myself, and I love it. So, and also a follow-up list is also very, very important. And like I said, if you're in the beginning stages of your business and maybe you have not chosen a CRM as of yet, maybe you don't need one yet, you're not big enough, just use a simple spreadsheet. You can call it your follow-up list. Just call the spreadsheet a follow-up list and start putting everybody you meet at networking events, those you have coffee chats with, put their information on that spreadsheet. And then follow up with them on a regular basis. Set up a system that works well for you. Put their phone number if you know it, their email address if you know, even if you have their personal address, put that in there too. Because we're going to talk about how following up through direct mail can also be beneficial, okay? All right. So here's a few examples of a few systems. Okay. You can attend networking events and ask for those coffee chats, follow up regularly, and participate in together activities, and then repeat. Okay. So just like we have done here already, your homework Monday, was to have a coffee chat with someone. And that's exactly what you did. So follow up with that person in the next couple of weeks. See if they want to have another coffee chat. See how y'all can get to know each other on a deeper level. Maybe y'all could participate in a together activity. Excuse me, just a minute. And learn more of how you can actually help each other and support each other. Because that's very, very important, okay? So before starting my business in 2018, I had no idea what networking was. But I was building relationships, even in the children, with the children in the classroom every day. I still had to have those one-on-one conversations with those children as I was teaching them or as I was helping them do a project or an assignment or, whatever the case may be. So there is a secret to making all this work, all these processes work, okay? And it may be hard to believe, but the secret is to be consistent, okay? If you are consistent with your efforts, with your networking efforts, with the coffee chats, with the follow-up after you have went to the networking event and had that coffee chat, you have to be consistent. Because you can't just do it from time to time and expect the people that you're networking with to remember who you are and what you do. It's just simply, it's not going to happen that way. Some people do it daily. Not everyone has that kind of time, but if you do, then by all means do so. But if you don't, schedule a specific day of the week. If you follow me on social media, you see that I post every Friday, Follow-Up Friday, because I believe in follow-up. I know it works. So if you want to set aside time on a Friday to do your follow-up, that's a perfect day to do it. And that's exactly when I do mine. It's not called Follow-Up Friday for nothing. I actually do my follow-up on Friday mornings. Okay? So tell me what you think about that. You think that's easy, something you can implement within your business, or are you thinking this could even be a game changer for you in your business? So comment in the, put your comment in the, your answer in the comments, sorry. If you think it's easy, if you think this is a game changer, if this is something you can totally do. And I believe, yes, you can totally do this. It is really, really simple. So, okay, let's learn a little bit more about me, okay? Just a little bit more of my background. I am an introvert, and I'm terrible at small talk. Some of y'all might not believe that, especially those of you that have known me for a while. I do not like big crowds. I don't like being in big crowds. I have to give myself kind of like a pep talk or build myself up, in other words, when I know that I have to be in a large crowd, and especially if I have to speak in a large crowd. I have been a single mom twice and found myself in very difficult situations during those times. And I have quit jobs in the past when I was asked to be salesy. Because I can't sell something I don't believe in or have not tried myself. That's just not who I am. So I prefer to try it, or at least believe in the product or service or whatever it is I'm trying to sell. Yes. Okay, I see some good stuff popping up here in the comments. Follow up Friday, yes. See, Gina says, I forgot to do that with Karen and Roberta. Ask if I may add them to my email list or newsletter. You can still do it. It's not too late. Follow up Friday. Sarah says, I definitely need to work on my follow up, and I can do it. Just need to work up the nerve and schedule it. Absolutely. It's not hard. See, Karen says it works if you have a system. And I know the benefits of it. Yes, absolutely. So create you a system. Let's see. Linda says, I have a name for each day of the week. Marketing Monday, training Tuesday. Oh, that's awesome. Post that in the Facebook group, Linda. That was a very good tip. You know, some of others may want to use that. That's a very good one. Okay, so what I have shared with you about networking is still what I do today. Every time I attend a networking event, I'm a member of 2 networks, like I've shared with you before, and I visit others often. And I continue to do it because I know it works. Okay. The 2 I have shared before, V Team is one of the networks that I'm a part of. Actually, I have a meeting later today with my V Team chapter. If anyone is interested in being a visitor, send me a PM. I'll be happy to send you that information, and you can go to that networking meeting with me today and be my visitor. The other one is Relationship Connections Referral Network. And our next meeting is next Tuesday, the 15th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you would like more information on that meeting, I'd be happy to share that with you as well. So just shoot me a message, and I'll give you the information you need, okay? All right. Let's move on. All right. People you meet and new connections. How to stay in contact with people you meet at networking events and after a coffee chat. Okay. Something I use, and I do this on the daily. Now, I do the follow-up Friday on Friday mornings. Don't get me wrong. So I actually have 2 different follow-up lists, okay? My follow-up Friday list is a list of people that, you know, I've been in contact with for the whole 3.5 years I've been in business with my first business, okay? Now, since I have started networking, and to make the most of my networking efforts, I started a different follow-up list that I do actually on a daily basis. One is called Stay in Touch Emails, or follow-up emails, if you will. And then, of course, another way is social media messages, like on Facebook or LinkedIn. You can send a private message, and some people, I do send them a private message on LinkedIn. I just had a coffee chat yesterday afternoon, actually, with someone, and we had a great conversation. And she was interested in some of the links, like to our big Facebook group. I wanted to invite her to that. So I responded back to her with a LinkedIn message, thanking her for the conversation, because I did enjoy it, and shared those links in that message so that she can go and join that Facebook group. And then another way is, this is my favorite, a personal note or card. You know, all of us, or most of us, a lot of people do work in the online space. You get emails constantly. Your email box probably stays full on a regular basis. But what about your mailbox? Does your mailbox stay as full as your email box does? Your physical mailbox outside your home. Does it stay as full as your email inbox does? Probably not. And statistics has shown that a physical note or card gets 100% open rate versus emails. Now, don't get me wrong, I still do the emails. Like I just said, the stay in touch emails, I send 2 of those out every day. Every day. But personal notes and cards, I also do those. That's part of my follow-up Friday, because I keep a record of how I contact that person. Like, okay, say Sarah and Cindy was on my follow-up list, and 4 months ago I followed up with them with an email, and so now it's time, to follow up with them again. I'm not going to use that same method. I'm not going to send them another email to follow up. I'm going to do something else. I can send them a private message on Facebook or LinkedIn, or I can send them a personal note and card. So that's kind of where the spreadsheet kind of comes in really handy. If that's where you want to start your follow-up list, is because you can keep a record. You can put the date on there of actually when you follow up with this person. Say it was December 1st, I followed up with Cindy and Sarah, and I sent them an email. Okay, March 1st, I'm going to follow up with them again, because that's, a good long span, a period of time between the last time I followed up with them and this next time I'm going to follow up with them. So if I send them an email back on December 1st, on March 1st, I'm not going to send them another email. I may send them a Facebook message, a private Facebook message or LinkedIn message, or I might send them a personal note or card in the mail. Trust me, the recipient of these notes and cards will be grateful, okay? But you definitely want to keep a record. You can use spreadsheet, you can use a CRM. I use both, actually, of all the people that you meet and connect with. Because as you move forward, you're going to continue to meet and connect with more and more people, right? You don't want to forget, as I'm moving forward, I don't want to forget about Cindy and Sarah. I still want to stay in contact with them too as I move forward and meet whoever, John and Jack and Sam. As I'm continuing to go to networking events, I'm going to continue to meet more new people. But you don't want to forget about those that you have already met in the past, okay? So, and some of these people may or may not ever hire you for what you have to offer or what you do, but they can refer you to others. So they can become a power partner to you. There's numerous of people I have met through my networking efforts and, that the networks I'm a part of. And no, they have never become a client of mine, but yet they have referred other people to me that have. Okay. And always remember, when you're doing the coffee chats and you're trying to build these relationships and get to know people on a deeper level, you're not selling them anything. You're just building that relationship and making that connection deeper. Because people buy from those they know, like, and trust. So you are building that know, like, and trust factor, so that when the need arises, you're going to be the first person they think of. I really stink at this follow-up, and I really don't like doing it. I need to talk to Lisa. I may even need to hire Lisa to do the follow-up for me. Okay? This is called relationship marketing. And you want to make sure you have a system in place for your relationship marketing and for the follow-up piece of it as well. Okay. All of it kind of goes hand in hand. Okay. Okay. I spoke of the stay in touch emails that I use on a daily basis. Here's an example. I send these on a daily basis to 2 people. It simply says, "Hi, Sally. I hope you're having a nice summer. The weather here has been beautiful, and I have been able to get outside and take long walks. It's been a while since we've caught up, and I thought I'd check in. All is well here. The kids are out of school for the summer. I'm busy with Tiger Solution work and enjoying new clients. My husband has a new business in the public adjustment area and is quite happy. I'd love to hear how you're doing and what you're up to when you get a chance. Take care, Lisa, and all my information. This helps the connection continue moving forward. You know, you may have you may have met Sally at a networking event and y'all may have had that coffee chat, but yet you really haven't heard from her since. So if you put her on your daily follow-up list, that's like I said, I do this daily. I send an email, something like this, out to 2 people every day, just to keep myself top of mind with those people. And this, like I said, helps you to continue to build those connections and those relationships that you may have started at a networking event, even after you've already had a coffee chat with them. Okay. Excuse me while I take a drink of water. So, who is ready to put these tips and tricks into action after your next networking event? Put that in the comments. If you're ready, type ready. Okay. And now I have a pro tip for you as well. Some things that you don't want to take personally, okay? If you don't get a response, say you start sending these emails or you start doing your follow-up and you don't get a response right away, don't take that personally, because people are so busy. You know, you're busy yourself and so are other people, professionals. They're busy as well, so they may or may not have time to respond to you right away. Most of the time, if you've had a coffee chat or chatted prior, they will respond with, with sincerity. It may be a short response, but at least they have responded to you. As I said before, everyone may or may not need what you have to offer right now, but they may later, or they may be able to refer others to you. So you still want to stay in contact with them to help keep yourself top of mind and to continue to build that know, like, and trust factor. So you just have to keep moving forward and be consistent with your efforts. Okay. So who is ready to start staying in touch with your connections? Comment in the chat. Yes, I'm ready. Yes, I am ready. Okay, and it is homework time. We're going to discuss what our homework is today. Today, I want you to schedule a 20-minute activity with another person here in the group. It can be the same person that you've already had a coffee chat with. That's perfectly fine. Or someone else. And complete this task by the end of the week and post about your 20-minute activity in the Facebook group. Okay? I want you to schedule an activity, whether it's another virtual coffee chat, a virtual lunch, and talk about what you have learned this week and how you're going to implement it in your business. Talk about those ahas that you're having from what you are learning. We're coming to the end of day 3 today. So, we have covered a lot of stuff in 3 days. So talk about your ahas that you have had all 3 days, how you're going to implement what you have already learned, and especially what you learned today about the follow-up pieces and staying top of mind and all the good stuff that we shared today, okay? So your 20-minute activity homework. Like I said, you can do it with the same person you've already had a coffee chat with. That's fine. Or you can choose someone else here in the group. But have a 20-minute conversation over a cup of coffee, over lunch, or a cocktail in the evening if you want to do it, tonight at 6, 7, 8 p.m., whenever it's convenient for you. You can do it over a cocktail too. And discuss your ahas, what your takeaways are from these 3 days, okay? All right. Our group surprises is going to happen today at 4 p.m. And everyone that has done their homework for days 1 and 2 will be put into the drawing. And day 3, if you get it done, before 4 o'clock today, You don't have to be present to win if you have something else scheduled at that particular time. But you do have to at least have one homework assignment posted in the group to be entered, okay? Because I know some of these homework assignments may take a little time to get them scheduled and actually do them, and that's totally fine. But as long as you have completed at least one of the homeworks that was scheduled to you from day 1, 2, or 3, and you have posted that in the group, you will be put in the drawing today, okay? I'm not going to tell you today what the prizes are. You're going to have to wait till this afternoon. So it will definitely be a surprise as to what you're going to win. We are going to give away 3 more prizes today at 4 p.m., so you don't want to miss it. And I will post those, of course, in the group after the drawing takes place. So now we have some time for Q&A. Do we have any Q&A here? Let's see. I don't really see any questions. Oh my goodness. Y'all have made some awesome comments. Gina says, may I use the email to which I sent to the follow-up email? You may use the email I sent it from. Can you specify that a little bit, or are you talking to someone else? I don't know if that's an actual question. It was not hashtag question, so that may be directed to someone else, and that's fine if it is. Dina, if you could just kind of specify that, please. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Y'all are sitting here making coffee chats in the comments, and that is amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Karen says, I have a client that sends a handwritten note to her contacts right after New Year's Day, and her list is huge, but she told me she always likes a personal note and thinks, hold on, and thinks they would too. Absolutely. Absolutely. Cindy loves building relationships. Ready, ready, ready. Awesome. Cindy is looking forward to talking to Sarah. This is amazing, guys. Awesome, awesome. Okay, there is a question. Let me see if I can get to that question. Linda says, do you use direct? Well, I can't scroll up. I can't see your question, Linda. I'm sorry. I will answer it in the Facebook group, though, for sure. But I use direct mail for a lot of things, even personal. Like my dad just had a birthday earlier this week, end of last week, beginning of this week. So I even send, cards. I use a platform called Send Out Cards. Some of you, that have known me for a while has probably received one of those cards. I also offer a package deal to clients if they would like me to send those cards on their behalf to their clients, because sending those personal notes and cards are amazing. And like I said, who doesn't like to get a personal card in the mail saying thank you or wishing them a happy birthday or Merry Christmas or Happy New Year, whatever, if it's a special occasion, whatever the case may be. So I send those type of things on a regular basis. Like I said, I do have a specific follow-up system in place for those that I have known for ongoing period of time. And I kind of send them a message in different ways, whether it's a personal note and card, whether it's an email, whether it's a private message. Sometimes it's even a phone call, guys. The phone still works. I know we are more in the digital space and the online space these days, but the phone works too. You may or may not, the first time you try to give them a phone call, it may not go through. They may not answer. You might get their voicemail or what have you. Leave them a message just to let them know you were thinking of them and, you were trying to call just to, catch up, see what's going on now, how your business is going, see maybe in some ways how it's changed or, whatever the case may be. Yeah. So a personal note card and a phone call probably are the top two that are going to make the biggest difference. Just because, I mean, I'm not saying don't use those others, because I mean, I used others as well. Like I said, I use emails, I use private Facebook message and a LinkedIn message. I use them all as well. But just don't rule out a phone call or a personal note card, because I know those may take more time to actually implement, but in the long run, it could be worth it. Okay. Awesome. 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 Thank you for being here today. This is day 3. Don't forget about doing your homework. I will put the homework thread in the Facebook group in a little while. I'm so happy all of y'all are participating and that you're here. I hope you are getting some good takeaways, some things that maybe you didn't know that you can take away and actually implement into your business, okay? I will see you this afternoon at 4 p.m. for our surprise session. Have a good afternoon, and we'll talk soon.